All right, let's go. Ayo, we're three hot guys sharing our opinions because we're special and different. Gold medals, we're winning. Can't help it if we're burdened by our intellect. You can play checkers while we pretend we know the rules to chess. The council has spoken, and we are the chosen. Your nose is broken because I broke it.
And welcome back to another episode of Will of the Council. It's your boy Joseph. I've got Jordan in the booth.
We almost had a normal one this time. All right, good.
And Danny is not yet awake. Someone's got to wake him up.
Hello. Is anyone there?
And of course, we've got Becky on the ones and twos. Danny sent us this thing, and he said, you have to see this. So I guess we're talking about this today. Danny, can you please explain to the good folks at home why you wanted to talk about Nintendo of America's new product,
Well,
Alarmo?
listen, this will get us very ahead because it's fresh off the presses. They released this 9 a.m. today, October 9th, as of recording, and so it's only been a couple hours since they released this. Nintendo of America tweeted out, "Wake up! Nintendo Sound Clock, #Alarmo, is available for early access for Nintendo Switch Online members in the US and Canada. This interactive alarm clock lets you set a time and select from 35 scenes from across 5 Nintendo titles and more to be added later." So I will give you the rundown of what is a 4-minute video on Nintendo of America's Twitter. So they proceed to showcase in a sort of kind of marketing video on this woman who's sleeping, and Nintendo's Alarmo is going off. And the alarm clock, it looks like a red kind of circle with a screen on it with, Nintendo style text and a font alongside a little Mario character. And it plays New Donk City when you wake up as your alarm, which everyone loves. Everyone loves waking up to New Donk City. And so that's the normal part, right? It works just like an alarm. You set your time and,
Can I program it to go, my life is like a video game?
Nintendo songs only. So that part works. Now, in Nintendo fashion, it can't just be an alarm clock. No. This alarm clock monitors your movement. So when you move, the clock makes kind of noises depending on the game you've chosen.
Shut.
So if you've chosen
up.
like kind of Mario, you'll hear coins activate as you move. If you chose Link,
It really will be my life is like a video game.
and if you choose Link, you get rupees, etc. And the more you move, the more kind of coins activate. And if you're up, it detects it and it does a little fanfare like, yay, you did it, right? And so it'll continue playing kind of the end song. And then when it kind of reaches, you're out of bed and you are no longer in vision, it plays a little fanfare and shuts off. So this is to help you sleep and wake up in the morning. Now, tell me your thoughts because I'm also not done with the features. So I'll pause there.
What the? Okay, you can't gamify.
Honestly,
waking up.
that's exactly
Nobody
what I'm
likes this
thinking.
shit.
I
No.
hate to do this to you, but yes, you
no.
can.
No.
You people have played Pokemon Sleep,
I actually
surely.
have not.
Yes, I played it for 1 week and I went like, wow, this sucks. Then I never touched it again.
Maybe you're just not enough of a gamer,
True.
but some of us
Real shit.
are. And I would jump at the opportunity to be waken up by my favorite characters and the noises that they make. I will say the first thing I'm thinking, as someone who just kind of has, I have a chip in my brain, not Neuralink, no relation, but it allows me to see the immediate future, right? It's a precognition chip, right?
It's
And
your
it can
stand.
see about a week into the future. Not like immediately, it's not in a useful way, it's just sort of vague images. And the first thing that this chip is showing me is a police department subpoenaing the alarm clock, being like, we require records from Nintendo of America of how many coins this person collected during the time they said they were at home sleeping to validate an alibi.
I was like, what are you talking about? And then you're like, oh yeah, it's the Ring doorbells of waking up. It's Nintendo's
I'm
Ring
just
doorbell.
imagining a future court case where it's like, and you said during the deposition that you were asleep during these hours. Is that correct? Yes. We have here pulled records from your alarm clock where you have set it to play New Donk City upon awaking. Is that correct? Yes. according to this information, you collected 0 donkey coins during your rest that night. Can you explain this discrepancy? And they'll be like, I was just so excited to game, I couldn't go to bed. And they'll be
My
like,
life was like a
"That
video
checks out."
game, attorney. I promise.
Oh no!
You see, the alarm was set to play the Mario Overworld theme, but you did not move when it made the ba-ba-da sound like the Koopas do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not done also. So first, of course,
There's
more.
more?
So not only does it have an alarm, right? But if you continue to ignore it, the alarm gets angrier. And they showcase this with a picture of kind of Bowser with a red light and how it gets kind of more aggressive if you're not getting up. They don't explain this much anymore in the video. It's honestly the most interesting part of the clock. What does that mean? How angry does it get?
If you bed rot, Bowser just comes up to you and he goes, "Get up, Cracker." They give Chris Pratt the ability to say slurs
Koopas.
specifically for this product. Get up, you fucking Koopa.
So that's, of course, one of the other features they have. Right now, the 5 games they feature are Super Mario Odyssey, Pikmin 4, Splatoon 3, Zelda Breath of the Wild, and the last one, which is interesting, is the activity game, Ring Fit Adventure. And so you can pick out of those, like, I think around like a good amount of songs from each game, and you can choose like a kind of scene from it. So
Wait, am I not hearing Pokemon?
I was just gonna say, there's not Pokemon in here. There's not like the original bike theme from Red and Blue. Like, okay,
So-
I would soy face like a redditor and buy that.
Right, so there's no Pokemon, but the ones that will be added via free updates, and they're adding more as time goes on, so maybe we'll get Pokemon in the future. The
Oh,
two
yeah.
that are getting added via a free update, if you obviously buy this, is Mario Kart 8 and Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, Animal Crossing makes
Yeah,
sense.
that one makes
No,
sense.
no.
But just imagine the hectic, like, Rainbow Road when you're waking up and like,
It's already, I can see some problems with this. You know, the Pikmin one is kind of weird. As a bisexual, every day I wake up, I have to decide if I'm picking men. And now it's going to be integrated into the clock. Nah,
Oh
that's
my
not
God.
for me.
No, it just the fact that this alarm gets angrier if you don't wake up makes me know for a fact that people are gonna hate.
I
this
can't
fucking
wait.
thing.
But
Like,
think of the
oh my
funny.
God.
Like, it's going to be so
Oh,
funny.
I will say, you think it's going to be funny. I guarantee you, a week after release, we are going to have, in the same vein as those like Nintendo anti-piracy creepypastas, ones where it was like, and after I didn't get up for 2 hours, Mario's eyes turned red and hyper-realistic blood came out of the Nintendo clock.
Yeah,
And
this
he
is
said, "Get up, bitch."
So I was like,
Alarmo.exe.
Yeah.
I was also kind of riffing in my head, making jokes. And then there's another feature called Sleepy Sounds, and it helps you go to bed. And they played the kind of like lull Pikmin 4 night music kind of when you're done with the day. And I was like, oh, 1 trillion to Nintendo, a gabillion to Nintendo. This is the best feature ever. I don't care about anything you've said prior. This is amazing. And it has like a little picture of sleeping Ochi. And I was like, they got my ass.
Will we get the Silly Stew voice
Oh,
pack?
please.
No, Jillian listens to what she does when she goes to bed. She has trouble sleeping. So she listens to one of those like sleepy time stories things where they're like, "Good evening. Today we'll be embarking
Yes.
on the sleepy time adventure." Can we get one of those in Mario where he's like, "Wahoo!
Good evening.
I'm going to tell you about my time in the bean world." And I'll be like, I will be honk shoeing all night, and I'll be doing the Mario sleep too. I'll be, "Oh, spaghetti. Oh, ravioli.
Yeah.
The sleep bubble coming out of your nose, you know.
Ba, 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 ba,
Yeah,
ba, ba. Yeah.
So there are also records. They can keep track of your sleeping, I guess, and your movement records. They don't really go into much detail, but you are absolutely correct that an attorney can reference movement
Yes.
records.
Oh, it's literally gonna happen. Oh
in
my
it.
God, Joseph, you got it
Like,
on the
again,
nail on the head.
I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. The thing about the surveillance state is you can't just let them do it. All right?
Wrong.
Like,
They put Mario
you
on
can't
it.
just this ring shit, this like doggy cameras, this what is it? Mario Odyssey clock. you can't let them soy you into the panopticon. All right, you're gonna have to make them work for it. And it's too easy. It's almost too easy, baby.
This is them working for it. They put your favorite Nintendo character on it, and all of a sudden,
This is working for it for you?
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's working for it for other people. People are gonna buy this thing. You know that, right?
My standards are a little higher. I'm gonna need the Pokemon in it before I do this.
That's true.
Okay, but think of it this way. Think of it this way. You can do updates via online, and I'm pretty sure people will be able to mod this.
I can't wait for it to be like they announce a partnership with Kaiser Permanente, and they're like, we can diagnose you for sleep apnea through the Mario machine. That'll be good.
Oh my god. So I'm still not even done.
Oh my god.
How is there fucking more to
They
this?
have hourly chimes. So every hour you can hear like Mario jump on a coin block, Splatoon, fire the Splatoon gun, Pikmin, pick up Pikmin, the Ring Fit Adventure be like, good job,
this is like
every hour.
No, this is like how, in TikToks when like you can hear a little chime in the background for someone's like smoke detector that needs its batteries changed, that just like telegraphs they're like dumb and don't know how their own smoke detectors work. They're like, beep. That's just sometimes in TikToks. Similarly, if I'm watching like a TikTok and I hear, bring, I'm going to be like, stupid. Idiot.
You own the Mario clock. You own the Mario clock.
So that's all the features, and it's available today. You can also pick it up at the Nintendo New York store physically. It's funny.
I'm on my way. I'm driving. I'm in the car right now. If this thing doesn't come with a sonambulator that allows me to fuck Mario in my dreams, I don't want it.
Now you're speaking truth to power. So the crazy part is that some people have asked, well, okay, I see a lot of this is for one person in bed. What happens if you have multiple people in bed? So according to the product page, none of the motion sensor features here will work if you're sleeping with someone else. They made an alarm.
It's the alarm clock from Nintendo that only works if you're not getting pussy. Are you kidding me?
It's the gamer clock.
It is.
You literally could not write this.
Gamer
oh
clock
my god.
ever.
That is amazing.
Hey, want to come back to my place? I think not. I would prefer to get my Koopa coins. That's incredible, dude.
I don't know. Everything about this
it.
today has been awesome. It's been an amazing kind of ride from this morning. I couldn't believe it. Only one person. Mario wakes you up. New Donk City. It becomes your most hated song ever because it wakes you up every morning. Like,
yeah. Yeah, anyone who has ever used one of those like old iPod Nano alarm clocks and put a song they liked on it, be like, oh, I'll really enjoy waking up to this. Like, know how this is going to go.
Yep, we all know. We've been there.
I will say, I think we have an opportunity here for some Will of the Council merchandise. So what we're going to make is similarly a clock that traces your movements and just sends them to the police department. And as you sleep, you collect Council coins, which you can cash in for the chance to kill a Redditor. You get to go one-on-one with them in the octagon. The only catch is it doesn't work if you're alone. In order for it to work, you have to be two beautiful lesbians sleeping together and using this as ASMR to fall asleep. That's the only scenario where it works. It's alarm clock exclusively for beautiful lesbians to fall asleep to, and the payoff is you get to kill a Redditor.
It has to hear you giving affirmations to your partner in order to work.
Yeah. If the clock finds out you're speaking to your partner and like working through something, you get like a 2x multiplier. The duration of the argument.
Weekend.
The prerequisite is before you sign up is that you have to have a joint bank account.
We'll get the double EXP weekend for bottle nights.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how early Pogo you would see people out in the street for like shiny hunting, the days of the shiny hunts. We'll see like couples like arguing in public places to try and like level up their ability to kill some person who told them they were cringe 8 years ago on like the subreddit drama.
I have a lot of hope for the Alarmo insofar as that if they do add it, a lot of people posted this online. I hope they add Metroid so that they can add the escape music. So every time I wake up, I jet up and it's like do 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 do, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go, man.
You know what I'm gonna do instead is actually sleep in a big bed with my wife, and then I'm gonna wake up at
earn any gamer coins.
11:30 a.m.
That's kind of cringe, actually. I'm going to wake up and hear Wario be like, "Hurry up!"
Oh my god!
Okay,
I
now
definitely have sleep apnea. Let's get to the post. Let's get to the
Yeah.
fucking post. I'm just imagining like people behind the screen. Get to the freaking
Get
post.
to the freaking post.
Oh my god. All right, so we got 3 bangers for you today, and the reason you know they're bangers is 2 of them have been deleted already.
Amazing.
Sweet.
All right, so let's begin with the first one. This comes from the beautiful AITIH subreddit. This is called AITIH for wanting to break up with my girlfriend because her friends are racist.
Awesome.
Yes. You have to if okay, so lock in your answers now. Do you think they're actually racist, or do you think he's going to be like, they said white boys can't jump?
Oh, do you think this is a guy who is like, he thinks that reverse racism is real? Is that
I know,
what we're
that's
saying?
what I'm saying.
That's
Lock
what you're
in now.
saying?
Lock
Okay.
in now.
I could see it for sure.
All right.
God. Okay, yeah.
Jordan, I'm going to need your response.
Shit. I want it to be like this guy is super based and he supports like land back policy. And is
My girlfriend's friends refuse to do a land acknowledgement before dinner.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's gotta be. It's a deleted post. It has to be white guy, DEI bullshit.
True.
Whatever. You get the idea.
You think reverse racism?
I think it's reverse racism for sure.
All right, okay. So this comes from, you know what, I probably shouldn't say it because they deleted it. I, 29M, white American.
Oh, good start. That's a good start.
White male. Yep.
It was me, actually. I
Why
wrote
would you?
this.
Why would you say white American? Like,
He's written it like white American. Like, instead of an Irish American, I'm a white American, Like, okay. Have been dating my girlfriend, 27F, Indian American, for almost a year.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Okay, not to be racist, but I am tilting in the other direction now.
okay. Sounds like.
Okay.
All right, here we go. For almost a year, but I am seriously contemplating ending things because most of her friends are genuinely racist, and she doesn't seem to care. My girlfriend was raised in India, until she moved to the States when she was 16. She's pretty Americanized, but keeps in touch with her Indian roots and has Indian and Indian American friends. When I first started dating her and met her friends, they would make off-color jokes like, "This relationship is definitely temporary. Her family won't accept a non-Indian," or "Can't believe she's dating a white guy," to my face. Oh, here we go. I thought they were just joking, but as I've gotten to know her friends, they've said a lot of other blatantly racist things. Oh, wait, here we go.
Okay.
For context, we live in San Francisco Bay Area where there's a diverse population, including many Indians who work in tech. Her friends are grown adults, mostly Indian men, 25 to 35, highly paid tech workers, including some who are managers. Here is a selection of things I've heard them say. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
They should just lay off the DEI teams at work.
Oh. No.
Wait, second sentence to this one. Black or Hispanic people are statistically not as good as engineers. We should just hire more Indians who are proven, but America is simply too racist to accept this.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Wow.
Sorry,
I'm so
white
sorry,
men.
a
How
white
should
American. I thought you might, I did not know your game.
Yeah,
when you
apologies,
said
white
racism.
boy. I was not
I was
familiar.
not familiar
yeah.
with
Okay.
your game.
Here's the next one. I'm okay working with East Asians, but I would never promote them to management. They're just not good leaders.
Whoa.
Wait, we have one more. A lot of Indians are gifted with technical and leadership abilities. Just look at who runs Silicon Valley. Next sentence. Meanwhile,
No, I don't know if you.
I don't
say
think I
this
can read
one.
this one. Meanwhile, Pakistanis are gifted with.
Oh, no.
Like we just literally we can't say this next
should
part.
save that for
No.
the Patreon. We'll say the whole sentence there.
Holy fuck. Okay. It's super
Wow.
concerning to me because these people are supposed to be educated professionals and many work at very large, prestigious tech companies. That doesn't make sense. Tech companies with like racist CEOs? No, that can't be right.
No, that can't be right.
I've talked about this to my girlfriend, but she just brushes it off and says, "That's just how Indians are." Or they're just kidding.
What? I don't think they're kidding at all.
Recently, one of our couple friends, a Chinese American guy and an Indian American girl, both born and raised in California, broke up because the guy was unhappy the girl's family and friends didn't accept or approve of him. They'd been dating for 3 years. They were talking about marriage, but the girl's family didn't approve, and the group of friends treated him terribly. They would call him Chow Chow mockingly. They were dismissive of him. My girlfriend told me she couldn't believe the guy broke off the relationship, and because of that reason, and she argues that he should have fought for it to make it work. I didn't have the heart to tell her I'm feeling the same way. It took a while for her parents to even be okay with me, but they don't approve of our relationship. Her friends told me it could be worse. They're more likely to eventually accept you because you're white. You would have no chance if you were black or Chinese. Those people are on the bottom of the list. I've been overall appalled at the company my girlfriend keeps, but I like her a lot otherwise. It hurts me that she doesn't care and never speaks up when her friends say insanely racist things. Am I the asshole for wanting to break up with her because of this?
White boy, I was not familiar with your game, man.
Let me give you a bit of information from the comments that I think will make this a little closer. It says, I have never heard her say anything racist personally in the time I've known her. In her personal life, she is very accepting of people of various backgrounds. She's just okay with her friends holding these views.
That doesn't change my mind at all.
That does not change my mind at all. I don't give a fuck about that.
Like, yeah, cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, well, you guys, I'm sure you guys have racist friends too, like me.
I was going to say, I was like, well, I keep you around, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, the answer to that is no. I do not like. I'm pretty sure I wholly reject these kinds of people in my life if I know it. You know, if I know they're.
Yeah, no.
I'm pretty privileged in that way. Like, I have that kind of power in my life to do so, and I'm glad for it. But I don't know.
Nah, this is so. The idea that you have to fight for a relationship, no matter what, is like, I don't know. That's just not the case. And the fact that you're just surrounded by so many people who hold these genuinely terrible worldviews.
I think you bring up a good point. I think that if you're trying to quote unquote save this kind of thing, the best you can do obviously is talk to her and be like, this is a pretty red flag for me. I need to tell you this because I want to try and make it work, but I don't think there's a real way to make this work because this is so embedded in your life and it makes me honestly feel uncomfortable and upset.
Yeah.
I would understand like being like, well, even if we talk about it, nothing changes. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, I get it. I understand why that would be the case for this person because clearly it's surrounds her life. She lets it happen. It's around her friends. It's her parents. Like, you know, they say the most insane things. Yeesh. By the way, this wasn't submitted like years ago. This was 4 weeks ago. Like,
yeah,
oh
you know what?
God.
Actually, I'm gonna nail the pin on like the biggest reason why I'm leaning towards not the asshole here is because the way she responded to my GF told me she couldn't believe how the guy broke off their relationship because of that reason and argues that he should have fought. Right? Like, that is clear to me that maybe she doesn't hold the same beliefs, but she firmly holds complacency for these beliefs. Like you said, complacency earlier, Danny, and I think I want to hammer on that, is that she holds the belief that this is something that should be ignored. Like, oh, it's not that big of a deal if somebody's racist, whatever. It's not, you know, like yeah, it's bad, but it doesn't mean you should like change your life over it and not want to be around it, you know? That, to me, sticks out to me that she does hold that sort of complacent belief, and I completely understand not wanting to have this in your life, especially your partner, like 100%.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you are allowed to have boundaries. And if your boundary is, I don't want to be around racist people, I think that's a completely fine boundary to have. I think you are allowed to put on your Hinge profile, family and friends must not be racist.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, okay, hold up. Let me push back on this a little bit. I feel like someone on this podcast should go to bat for racism. So,
okay, sure. All right.
Totally.
Both sides. That's true. Devil's advocate.
Racism.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if, I mean, you all have certainly probably dated someone in the past who, like, when you go home to meet their family, they say some off color or shitty things, right?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, yes.
I mean, are you really gonna lambaste someone for being like, why don't you correct your parents' behavior?
No.
Let's
See, I hold up, because I actually think that's a good point, right? Like, some people's parents just hold beliefs that are different than their own, or than their partners, right?
Well, they're fucking racist. That's what you could say. Some people have racist family.
Some people have racist parents, right? And it's not like, well, you should, as a person, you should constantly be ruining Thanksgiving dinner by turning everything into a political discussion. Like. Yes, obviously you should be fighting against those beliefs, but, you know, I'm not the type of person that thinks you should turn every family event into an argument. Like, whatever. Neither here nor there. That's a whole different discussion. But the fact is that it's the friends too, right? The company she keeps, even not her family, like the leisure time that she spends, the company she keeps there is also people that hold these beliefs and regularly say things like this, right? So that's the difference. Because your family, you can't get different family. Your friends, you can get different friends.
I mean, can you? Right?
Yeah, yes. What do you mean you can't get different friends? You're gonna try to say that like, oh, I'm hanging around a bunch of racist people all the time. I'm gonna keep hanging out with them.
This is a little too far in the devil's advocacy. I'm
you're
trying to figure out a
thank you,
scenario.
thank you.
Why you
Jesus.
can't
Woo!
change your racist friends?
I understand where
Right.
you're coming
Okay,
from.
well, let me rephrase this. As people who have worked in and around Silicon Valley style attitudes can attest to, a lot of the stuff that the higher ups are saying here probably isn't surprising to them. It's stuff that you hear all the time. And so if that's like the culture of the company in which you work, and that's the place where you end up getting friends, you know, what are you supposed to do? Like completely self-isolate or be like, I'm going to reform Silicon Valley from the ground up? Like, I don't get me wrong. It sucks that everyone in this story is racist. That sucks. But what's the play from the girl's perspective? Does she be like, excuse me, manager, that's actually a harmful stereotype?
No, dude.
I think it is completely in your right to like, you don't have to expect her to change anything about where she works or the managers, but harm reduction of just, you know, man, I just hate what they're saying, but you know, I'm just collecting a bag here, I'm trying to work. But I really just hate that these things they say, like, because it's not about accepting it or whatever, because I think he's okay with that. I think it's more they're just joking. And that's just how Indians are. Haha. You know, like, I don't think that is just, she needs to change their minds. It's just, it's too complacent. It's too like, yeah, I am A-okay with this.
Yeah, and the point should be made. These are not her coworkers. They are her friends. Like, these aren't just people that she works with. Like, these are people that she still chooses to hang out with and spend her free leisure time with, you know? We're not talking about the girl here. I don't give a fuck about the girl. Like, I genuinely don't care. Like, this guy, the point on the stand here is he the asshole for making the decision to be like, I don't want to be around you anymore because you keep these people in your life, you know?
Yes.
And that's the thing. Like, that's what's at play. And I think he is well within his right to be like, sure. And we can have different opinions about what the girl should be doing with her friends, if she should constantly be fighting them about their views and turn every hangout into a fight. Like, that's a whole different debate we can have. But the guy wanting to just not have these people in his life is completely fine. Because he'll have to spend time with them for as long as they're together because they're her friend. What's he going to do? I never want to be around you when you're with your friends? He could, but I don't think that would make for a good relationship. I think that would bring some animosity from her end. So, I don't know. I am not in her corner at all. I'm completely in this guy's corner. I'll just say it there.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to make this work. I don't think there is one.
See?
You guys ready to
I
vote?
respect the commitment.
I respect the
commitment.
hustle.
Yeah.
I respect the racist hustle.
Decision time.
When it comes to this white guy who's like reverse DEI racism or whatever, do you think he would be the asshole for breaking up with his girlfriend? 3, 2, 1.
No. Nope.
No, I think it's probably fine. I mean, shit. If the end of this discussion is, yeah, everyone she hangs around with and everyone in her industry is racist, well, you're not the girl in this position. You can just leave.
Yeah.
Go date someone else.
Exactly.
Go date like an actor.
Yeah.
You know, they're not racist. They're just everything else. And they're probably racist too.
I should know. I am one.
All right. Go date a podcaster. Those people are usually
So
really
true.
moral
They have a
parents.
lot of time on their hands.
See if you can date Haley Welch.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy Hawktober, everybody.
Do you think we could get the Talk to a podcast on here?
No. Although I will say, I saw her like Lunchly sponsorship at the beginning, and I was like, damn, we burnt that bridge.
Oh, dang it. I can't have lead directly injected into me.
Allegedly.
The council has spoken.
This next one is also from AITIH. It says, am I the asshole for refusing to let my cousin use my wedding as a gender reveal for her baby? Yes.
Yup.
Okay, y'all, buckle up because this one is wild. I, 25F, am getting married in a few months. I've been planning this day for 2 years. My fiance and I have been dreaming of the perfect outdoor ceremony with all of our closest family and friends, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited. Here's where things get insane. So, little backstory. My cousin, 27F, is pregnant with her second child. Great, right? except she's always making everything about herself.
Oh, yeah.
You know the type.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone like this. I don't. I can't think of anyone in this call even. Like every family event, she's got to be the center of attention. I love her, but it's honestly exhausting. Anyway, fast forward to last week when she calls me and casually drops, "Hey, I was thinking, wouldn't it be amazing if we did the gender reveal at your wedding?" And I'm sitting there like, girl, what? She starts going off about how perfect it would be to have a big moment where everyone finds out the gender during the reception and how I should totally do a balloon release or a confetti pop for her.
That's awesome.
I tried to be nice and told her that my wedding wasn't really the best time for that. I wanted the day to be about me and my fiance. I thought she'd understand, but she got pissed. She started accusing me of stealing her joy and not being supportive and said I was selfish for not wanting to share the spotlight on my wedding day. Now, the whole family is divided. My aunt, her mom, is telling me I'm being a bridezilla and should just let her have this moment. But my friends are like, girl, no. Even my fiance is like, why is this even a conversation? So now I'm sitting here wondering, am I the asshole for not wanting a gender reveal to hijack my wedding?
All right, I'm jumping in on this one because this is so funny.
Go.
The fact that she gets instantly pissed and starts accusing the poster of stealing her joy is evidence that she was trying that what is the relation to this person?
It's a cousin.
The cousin, right? The cousin is absolutely trying to steal the poster joys. What about your joy? It's my wedding. What the fuck?
That's awesome. I think that every single time someone's having a wedding, you should come in and say, wait, how can I make this about me?
Exactly. Yo, I am releasing a new album. Can I premiere my album at your wedding? Just anything. Just anything. Hi, can I drop my new shoe line at your wedding? Just fucking anything. I don't understand this. I don't understand why people want to use other people's weddings to announce something about them. I truly, honest to God, I don't understand it. Like the fiance's response here. He's like, why is this even a conversation? Like what?
Man W. And man W.
Like
male
right
W.
There,
Huge man W.
Man W. Because it's truly like, how did this argument even happen? How could someone be so just socially inept to the point where they think it's okay to make a different person's wedding about themselves, about anything? I just don't get it. Awesome.
Do you think it's I think that gender reveals specifically break the brains of people for some reason.
I
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, like
Oh my
there was a
God.
gender reveal that started that entire fire, right? In the West Coast.
Okay, this is the thing. Okay, here's what I'll say. I think that so much of the American like celebratory regime
yes, you're gonna say something I totally
is
agree with.
centered around wanting attention,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think a wedding day is the number one day when you are allowed to get as much attention as you
Right.
want. That's great. The problem is that now there is a little cottage industry around giving people who must have attention at all opportunities a million different fake ass places to get
Yeah.
it. And for me, one of them is the fucking gender reveal. It's like everyone comes over and they all pay attention to you, and then you make it like a TikTokable moment, and then you burn down a bunch of wildlife. Listen, I don't know what you all have in your brain that makes you do this, but I think that everyone on the planet, and I know how hypocritical it is of me to say this as someone who makes content for a living, needs a little less attention.
Yeah.
They need fewer little opportunities where they feel like to get their little fix, they're going to have to be the center of attention. And the worst thing you can do is take someone's wedding and be like, oh, but think if like we did 4 or 5 little attention activities here.
I am doing the content creator shit in my mind where I'm making an attention-seeking moment tier list, and I'm going like, yeah, I think actually weddings sit in S tier. These are the most important events in a person's life. They
Weddings are
definitely
S tier.
Yeah.
A tier is birthday. You get birthday on A tier. Yeah.
No, seriously, like a wedding, I think a wedding is more important than a fucking baby shower. Like a wedding is more important than a gender reveal.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
But there are people who think having a baby is like, everyone needs to cater to me. I'm pregnant. And it's like, oh, okay, you're having a baby. I'm genuinely so happy for you. That is a huge moment. But it's not a wedding. Like,
Yeah,
a wedding is just, a wedding is different. Like, I don't
It's a money thing too. Weddings are fucking expensive. A baby just costs you the amount, of calories you needed to ingest to make a nut, right?
Yes.
So, you've already invested so much more in the wedding. I don't know. It's just it's so fucking stupid. I don't know. Maybe I'm old fashioned, but I'm like, yeah, like the gender of the baby is something that you and your partner can know if you want. I don't understand this whole thing where now it's like an additional new, like, look at me party.
Yeah, it baffles me. I just don't understand. And honest to God, wanting to take away somebody's fucking moment of a wedding, I just can't get it. I still can't get over the guy's response. What the fuck?
I do appreciate that they wrote like, hey, guess what? Everyone is split on this decision. It's like there's half of the individuals who have been asked say you should let her and the other half don't. But that's not what's described here. Instead, what happened was the mother of the woman who wants to hijack the wedding said you should let her hijack the wedding. And every other person she has spoken to is like, are you insane? Like, no, obviously not. Moron. I don't know.
This is two people that want this to happen. And then everybody else is like, no. Also, why do you get mad when somebody else politely tells you no?
What a good question.
To go to bat for the cousin, like a little bit, just a very tiny bit. I mean, it's not like I'm defending racism here. Nobody here would do that. But
well, hold up.
To go to bat for the cousin here a little bit, at some weddings, it is sort of like socially acceptable between some groups. Like a different person will propose to another person at a different person's wedding, right? Like one of the groomsmen will propose to somebody in the bridal party or something like that, right? Or the bride will hand over directly the bouquet and then the man who's there with her will propose or something like that. But that is something that's discussed beforehand. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the cousin just thought this was one of those moments where she assumes that her and the poster are closer than they actually are, and that she'd be getting like a glowing response like, oh, yes, I would love for your gender reveal to be involved in my big day, because we're so close.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a clear misunderstanding of the relationship that they have. She politely declines, and then you go, oh, okay, nope, that completely makes sense. I just wanted to float the idea just to see. And that's where you go, thumbs up, you're good. But no, clearly this was a fucking deal breaker for the cousin. So whatever, weird as fuck.
I like it, the reception too. Yeah. Like you have to do it it's like, no, don't worry, we got a second thing planned. Yeah. We're doing another ceremony.
I don't know.
There's an easy out to this, which is if you want this amount of attention, divorce your husband and get married again.
Wait, you're a genius.
That's the play. Just keep doing it.
So true. That's a genius move. I think that's a genius move.
Yeah. Or, Jillian and I, what we did is we just did it twice. Yeah. We did it once over COVID and we got so much attention. And then we were like, you know what, actually, let's do one where we invite all our friends and family. More attention. It's a cheat code. By the way, Danny, I don't know if you have any prospects in terms of getting married anytime soon, but could you let me know when you do? Because I want to schedule the gender reveal around the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll be sure to coordinate.
If we don't have a baby, you know what? It's fine. I'll just do a gender reveal. I'll be like, I've been thinking, man.
You schedule like your transition day, like coming out for the wedding.
No, I want to keep it mysterious, right?
Oh,
I want it to be like, what if it's a gender reveal and I'm like, the same? Could I do that?
You're like, all right, God. Here it is. I've decided to stay as a man.
Yeah! Wow, congratulations. And then we'll pop balloons and shit. You know what, actually? You know what? I'm going to make this pact with you all now. If I suffer an untimely death, I want you all to use my funeral as a second funny thing to announce. Like, halfway through the funeral, like, propose or something. That shit would be so funny. All right, are we ready to vote on this fucking
get me out of this one.
Decision time.
All right, when it comes to the Bridezilla, who everything has to be about her, was she the asshole for refusing to let her cousin just do a little bit of a planned gender reveal? 3, 2, 1.
No.
No.
You are not at all.
And you know what? This is a great opportunity to use the man. I'm always saying this in relationships. You got to use the man. Here's what you say to your cousin. Sorry, my husband said no.
Easy.
Done.
God, no, that would be Just honest to God, yes. I love being the fucking stick in the
I'll
mud.
do it.
I will be the stick in the mud 100% of the
100%.
time.
I'll be like, yep,
that
I vetoed
shit.
it. I said no. I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't want it. Sorry. That's my choice.
Because honest to God, if Mariah doesn't want to do something, then I probably don't want to fucking do it either.
Spoken like a true man.
That's true. Yeah.
Kids.
The council has spoken.
Our last one also comes from AITAH. This is an old one, but I prefer to think of it as vintage. This was sent in for us, and it is, will I be the asshole for divorcing my wife after she cheated after her parents died? So, sequence of events. Wife's parents died. She cheated. He wants a divorce. Okay? Everyone on board?
Sure.
Sure. All right.
Okay.
All right. About a month ago, my wife's parents both died in a car crash. She has been an emotional mess. We live in her hometown, so we see her family and friends often. I've been supportive in any way I can. I've taken care of all of the house chores. I've been there for her every day. Here's where things get messy. She has an ex. Let's call him Luke. Fun karma. Luke is not just her ex. Luke is still friends with her and her first love. She is tier 3 subscribed to his Twitch show. Wait a minute.
Whoa. This is a Latin lover.
They were high school sweethearts, and Luke was almost like another child to her parents. Okay, listen, I understand this kind of thing, but when parents are like, oh, he was like another kid to us, it's just incestuous. You know,
Yeah.
It's
I'm
weird.
sorry.
I agree. Sorry.
The death of her parents affected Luke a lot, too. I didn't initially like the fact that they were friends, honestly, but I trust my wife. I moved on from that feeling. A few days ago, my wife said she was going to go out with her family. I told her I could go with her, but she insisted on going alone. She didn't come back until the next morning. I tried to call her and call her family members, but no one knew where she was. When she did come back, she was a mess. I asked her where she was all night. She told me she fucked up so much. I tried to calm her down and told her to just tell me what happened and that it's okay. She can talk to me. She said she slept with Luke. Danny.
Whoa, well, I'm sorry.
I didn't react much. I told her I needed some time to think. She's apologized so many times now. I did eventually ask her what happened. She said she met up with Luke and they were both messes. They reminisced about her parents, which led them to remembering their relationship. They were both drinking and it just happened. I'm so conflicted right now. My wife is probably going through the worst time in her life, but I don't think I want to be with her, and I'm furious.
I mean, I haven't thought on this
Oof.
personally, but cheating is a thing that some couples can move on from. Like, some people have different opinions about it, right? Like, some couples just have the I don't know. Some people are just like a little more, I guess, free spirited in that mindset. Like, it's a thing that happens and it's not the end of the world. It was a mistake and we can move on from it. But some people just are very clear if they expect that it's a monogamous relationship, and that is a thing, a boundary, right? It's a boundary set and an understanding within the relationship. So like, there are things people can do to cope with loss and death that is not cheating on you. And
Yes.
she didn't do that. She coped in a way that was far past the boundary you have for your relationship. That's a huge misstep and a huge overstep, right? She even says it herself. She fucked up. You are not owed to forgive your partner for everything they do. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is tough, but I don't know.
I will tell you, this is the number one thing people love to say after they cheat is, oh man, I really fucked up. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you got to think of something
Yeah, I
else.
know.
You got to
It's
be like, hey, I made a huge mistake or something. You can't be like, what happened? They go, oh, good golly, I fucked this all the hell up. And I'm sorry if your partner cheats on you and they tell you that like in a moment of passion, and you do the like I show speed face. You go like, because you remember they're like, sorry, I just fucked up, and you're like, I just freaking fucked up. How can I do this? Okay, so listen, I don't want to be misogynist, but
Okay, easy now.
there's a couple things in here that suck for me to read. Okay.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, I'm going to hang out with my family, and he goes, cool, I'll come with you, and she goes, no, don't. Okay, but like, why?
Boom, 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 boom. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Yeah.
This is the thing, is like, did she think that it would be more sympathetic to be like, oh, it just happened, you know, we were just talking and it happened. But like, at the point where you're like, oh, don't come with me, she's already got it planned
Yeah,
out.
she's lying
Like-
right there. She's just lying.
Yeah, she's lying.
She's lying
Very
about where
much
she's going.
so.
Like,
yeah, so like
Going to the movies.
the other thing is like it's one of those lies that I don't understand what it gets you, right? You'd be like, oh well, now that I know that you planned it the night before, it's not okay. But if it had just happened, like you slipped on a banana peel and fell on his dick, oh well, then that's okay. You know, that I can move on from. It's just like it's such a the cost benefit on this lie doesn't make sense to me. Secondly, I don't know, man. I mean, I understand that people, when something like this happens, people are a fucking wreck.
right, 100%.
They are like, and there's going to be points in your life, dear listener, I'm sure there will be points in my life where your entire life is changed in a moment in the worst possible way. But the unfortunate truth of the matter is, even at your least rational and you're least able to cope with things, you are just going to have to be an adult.
Yes.
You are going to have to realize that if you are hurting, if things are terrible, you still have an obligation to prevent them from getting worse. Yeah. You know, there's never going to be a point in your life where you're like, things could not get worse. Let me do some risky stuff and it turn out good. You know, it's always like you're going to fall to a rock bottom you didn't know existed. And here's one for her. For the guy, I mean, I don't know. I think he's completely fine to be like, I'm sorry you are like emotionally vulnerable right now. You don't get to cheat.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Sorry, like I absolutely agree at the end where he's like, I get like she's going through the worst time of her life, but I don't want to be with her. Yeah, that's okay. Like you have boundaries too. Just because someone is going through something pretty emotional doesn't mean you are going to be inflicting them with anything when divorcing or breaking up or splitting away from them. Like you have that right because like they cheated on you. Like that's an absolutely, in my opinion, fine reason to say, oh, I can't do this with you.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're going through a lot. I'm not trying to add on to this, but that's my boundary.
Yeah.
And you absolutely crossed it. And I can't trust you.
Yeah, I didn't realize parents dying was like a hall pass. That's actually like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, let's say, how bad would an event have to be for you to be like, okay, it's okay that you cheated on me? Like, let's say someone was in 9/11. Like they were...
I was like, he's going to say 9/11.
What if they were in the plane and through some miracle they survived? Do they get to fuck someone else?
No, I don't think that. No.
No!
I don't think
Oh no! If you survive 9/11, I think you get to cheat once for sure.
Wait.
What about
the biggest Pokemon fan ever went through Dexit?
Shut up.
Oh, that's a good one. What about? I'm trying to think of other horrible things that have happened recently. What if instead of your parents dying in a car crash, your parents are caught in a jigsaw-style trap, and the only way they can get out is if you break your marriage vows? Are you allowed to cheat?
Now you're just inventing new trolley problems. Like,
What if you're the guy in the first story and you have two options, okay? And they are allow your girlfriend to be racist, right? Or cheat on her exactly one time. Which one are you picking?
hard mode, you can't kill yourself.
This is like worst gay son thought daughter or whatever.
Well, you know, one of them does act. Well, okay, never mind.
There's one thing that is also another red flag for me personally. I know not everyone has this opinion, and I get that some people can live their wonderful lives with their exes and be great platonic friends. Personally, I don't subscribe to that. I think that it's very, 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 very difficult to stay friends with someone you've shared kind of a life with, love with, etc. And I think that, you know, having someone like that in her life like this, and he describes it like they're high school sweethearts. She was his first love. They're still friends. He knew her parents. Like, this is a very, very involved person.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is he doesn't know her parents anymore.
Dude, if I could strangle you through Discord, oh my God.
Dude,
no, yeah.
That one like deflated
no,
me.
I will say I do disagree. I think that you can be friends with your exes.
Every single time people say that, they never follow through properly. Like, it is always caused problems from, anecdotally, obviously, this is just my personal opinion, but every time I've witnessed it, it has caused problems in people's lives. They've like ruined themselves for it. They've interrupted their own relationships because of it. Like, it's just,
we're literally still friends.
What? Shut up. Oh my God.
I think that probably the thing that you have to be able to do is you have to be able to trust yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And like, that's something that is kind of a big ask.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people think they got it and they don't. You know, like,
Yeah, okay.
I think that a lot of people have the belief that they've got it, that they're confident and that they have no problem, you know, with their ex and that they're still in their lives. I think it can happen. Of course, I'm not saying it's not impossible. And people probably live to this day, have lived completely normal lives with it. Sure, absolutely. Just personally, like, I don't want to involve it and have that burden on like my future partners that like, oh, I still talk to like all my exes, etc. We're all friends. Like, I think that it speaks to kind of a strange scenario, and I think it can be fine. But I think obviously here it is a clear red flag, right? Like, you never love to be like, well, I'm still friends with my ex. And like, it can depend. You got to have it. You got to be real confident that it does not matter and that ex is not going to be a problem in your life, right? Like, that's just something you have to think about, regardless of how good friends and how confident you are and how confident they are. Like, now you have to think about it. Oh, okay. Is this guy going to be hostile to me? Is this person going to be like, you know, involved in my life? Am I ready for it? Like, that's things you got to think about, right? Yeah. And clearly this was like, he doesn't mention anything how like he's been a problem always, etc. Like, no, it's just, here it is propping up that clearly they were still friends. They had a deep relationship, and she apparently still likes him enough that they, you know, screwed around. So that was just a thing that I noticed, and I was just like, damn, that's number 2 of like, ugh.
What you're explaining is like a personal boundary again, for sure. Like, I disagree with, I also kind of am with Joseph, is that I disagree with your take on friends with exes, but I'm not going to say you're wrong, right? Like, I disagree, but that's from a very personal sense. You know what I mean? I think it is also a completely reasonable boundary to have that fear of like, I mean, I don't love the fact that you're like such great friends with
like,
your
I'll
ex,
make
right?
space. Like, I think it's fine if people do it and like are friends with their exes. Like, I think it's completely fine. I just like, personally, it raises alarm bells.
Yeah, and
very, very light ones. But I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
Do you got it?
That's understandable, right? Like, it doesn't do that for me. I think that, again, what we're describing is a personal boundary. Much like I said, and to loop this sort of back to what I said at sort of the beginning of this, is that we've actually talked a lot about boundary setting today, which is very interesting, very a motif of this episode.
Reddit.
But it's just like, I don't know. This is like a clear breach of a boundary, and in many ways, like, even at the start, he's like, I didn't initially like the fact that they were friends, but, you know, I had trust, and that was more important, and which is good on him to do, but clearly that led to that trust being broken here, which really sucks for this guy.
All right, well, are we ready to vote?
Yeah.
Decision time.
Can this guy break up with his wife? Remember, if we say no, then he has to stay with her.
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, you can
break
break up with
your
her.
wife.
You would not be the asshole for divorcing
You
her.
can break
no.
up with your wife.
Yeah,
Yes.
not at all.
Yeah, it's fine.
The council has spoken.
All right, are you guys ready to call it for today?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Some good discussion we've had today. Thanks, Reddit.
Thanks, Reddit.